It is that time of the year, quite the opposite of Christmas, but very important for many people in the Nordic countries, the summer solstice. The festival that comes along is mostly known as the Midsummer festival. In Lithuania, it has a few names, which people use interchangeably: Joninės, Rasos, Kupolinės. I will tell you more about this centuries-old festival. But first, we go to the place where one of the biggest traditional Rasos party will happen in Vilnius region. I go to Kernavė, the first Lithuanian capital, which was in the Middle Ages. Rasos festival happens here every year, with a spectacular backdrop of Kernavė hill forts. But the festival happens all over the country. There are big gatherings like in Jonava and smaller local festivities usually at hill forts and private gatherings everywhere. The festival happens every year on the evening of the 23rd of June to celebrate the shortest night of the year, even though the actual shortest night is on 21st. In Lithuania, it's quite popular to celebrate it for all those whose name is Jonas, Janina, as after midnight it is the day of Saint John. But the celebration itself goes back even before the Christian times in Lithuania. That's why there are other names such as Rasos and Kupolinės. The whole idea of this festival is celebrating the peak of nature, the fullness of life, as it happens at this time of the year in the Northern Hemisphere. In the beginning of the celebration, everyone goes to pick flowers and make flower crowns. This activity is called kopaliavimas, hence the old name for the celebration. The idea is to pick 9 different herbs and flowers for a good crown. They are mostly meant to be worn by unmarried women, but everyone can have a go for sure. And men often make a crown from oak leaves, as oak is the symbol of strength. Later, the celebrations begin: dancing, singing, and games. It all looks incredible at sunset, when everyone sings songs as the sun sets. The traditional way of singing in Lithuania is called sutartinės, where singers are divided in groups. They sing the same lyrics but at different times, but making the whole song seem so fluid, echoing around the singing circle and interactive. After sunset, the fire is set at the altar and the grand bonfire. Historically, this fire used to be very important to newlyweds, as they would bring it home to replenish their fireplaces, and at the same time bring harmony and calm to their home. Then the party continues with more dancing by the fire until midnight. Now, midnight is probably the most beautiful part of celebration. The whole party walks down to the riverside with torches in hands. The flower crowns are put on wooden boards with a candle in the middle and put into the river. In the old days, couples would watch if their crowns touch. That would mean a wedding. There is another activity that is still popular for couples: looking for the bloom of fern in the forest around. This is also a very popular activity during the celebrations in Latvia, where the Midsummer festival is even more famous than in Lithuania. As the bonfire slowly burns out, the time comes for jumping over it. It's not only a fun activity, but it is also believed that it cleanses from sins and increases immunity.
Wow.
Lastly, the celebration ends at sunrise, when the morning dew gathers on the grass. It's called Rasa in Lithuanian. That's why the third name of the celebration is also called Rasos. Everyone who still stays up till this time have to enjoy the freshness of the morning dew. It is believed that the dew has magical and healing powers. So everyone goes to wash their face with it and walk barefoot in the grass.